Okay, hi, welcome everybody. So today we're going to be talking about referrals and listings and conversations with sellers who already have their houses listed. Michelle, why don't you explain a scenario that was either real or experienced or third party heard of that you
Sure.
encountered or heard about?
Hi, everybody. I got a referral from another EXP agent out of New Hampshire recently, and I was really happy. And of course, the number one thing I asked, how did you find out about me? And they actually went through the EXP program. So for all of us that are with EXP, that's great because they can search who is in that area of their particular interest. And I was selected. Yay. But comes to find out that the clients are still on the market with another agent.
Ooh.
And I just wanted to have Christina explain here, just so we're all aware, because nobody wants to step on anybody's toes. And it's actually, it may be an agent and you don't want to make, how do you say, any kind of bad vibes within your community of realtors.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, that's one of the subject topics that we were kind of texting about over the weekend, I believe. And it's not okay to step on toes of other agents. If Michelle has a listing with somebody and that homeowner happen to have a conversation with that homeowner, it kind of depends on who's having initiating the conversation. If I find out a home is listed by somebody else, I try and nip it in the bud right then and there and let them know that I am not able to speak with them like a realtor about realtor things, because they have a listing agreement signed with their primary broker. And if they have questions, they should really reach out to that broker. If they're unhappy for whatever reason, and they tell you like, oh, I'm just not, getting results, depending on who it is, you might even want to say, like, if it's my friend, my relative who's a realtor, I might say, well, you might want to give them a shot, give them a chance. I'm sure they're doing everything they can, reach out to them if you have questions and concerns, give them the opportunity to make a correction if you're unhappy. I know if you were my client, I would expect the same thing. I would want to be able to fix it before you fire me, basically. If they are and then you leave it at that. If they are supremely unhappy, then you can tell them, I'm happy to have more of an open conversation with you about your property. If you decide you want to cancel after having a conversation with your agent, please reach back out to me. I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you. So you want to very clearly put the line in the sand. You're a professional. They signed a contract and an agreement with the other agent, and ask them, when does your listing expire? If it expires in 2 weeks, I will call you in 2 weeks and 1 day, or call me in 2 weeks and 1 day, but definitely not the day of. You want to make sure that's one full 24 hours right after it expires, and then reach out to them if that's the case.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Also, I have another
please bring it.
share, and I thought, in case our agents didn't know this, I'm sure most agents do, but if you want to share someone's listing, it's always best to reach out to that agent to get an okay. I mean, I'm sure everyone is excited and they want their listings to get out and as much as possible, but it's always best practice, at least I've heard, to call that agent directly before you post anything on that
Oh,
person's property.
absolutely. It's a courtesy. It's the ethical and right thing to do. You want to be able to say, hey, Juan, I know you have 123 Main Street listed for sale. I would love to be able to bring you a buyer on that. Is it okay if I go in and post, take video and do selfie talks and whatnot and post it on social media? You might say yes right out of the gate, but you want to double check that you actually have the permission from the seller first. If the seller signed your listing agreement saying okay to the MLS and social posting, then 9 times out of 10, it's fine with them, as long as you have that and as long as you're okay with it, because the burden will fall on you. If they see social posting from me or Michelle or George on any of your listings, and they say, hey, that's my listing, but that's not you, Juan, you're going to have to remind them, or even let them know way at the beginning when you get the listing, there's going to be a lot of my peers who come through on the broker tour, or who come through at an open house, or who come through with their clients who might actually have a buyer for this, or your home is so lovely, there's going to be other realtors that are going to want to post your home on social media. Are you okay with that? They say yes, you make sure you get it in writing. Always get everything in writing. Anytime you have any conversation with any clients, reiterate it in writing. Follow up with an email. Hey, just wanted to say it was great to see you today, and I just wanted to follow up on our conversation about social media posting about your house. I just wanted to double check you're still good with me or any of my peers posting your home on social media. They reply yes, stick that in the file. You're good, you're covered. That way, when Michelle or me or George come to your listing and we say, hey, we want to take video and post on social, is that good? And you're going to be like, yes, go for it. Bring me a buyer. And then we'll do that. And when we post it on social, we want to make sure it's printed somewhere in our posting, probably in the caption section down below. You're going to say, 123 Main Street, listing courtesy of Juan Huerta, eXp Realty. And then boom, you do whatever you want to do on it. So that's how you're going to want to handle that.
Good.
Throw me another one.
Okay, let's go back to the first one.
Okay.
Any of us say you get, like I said, that a call maybe to do a listing appointment for this active market, and you don't have to reach out to the other agent, or if you know this agent and see them around and they approach you, how do you handle that?
Wait, say that again?
Well, so what if the agent finds out, like, hey, how'd you get my listing that I had? Or, does that cause conflict still? Or does that make sense?
As long as you did the right steps and you had that conversation,
everything was canceled, expired, it doesn't
if
matter.
it's canceled, then yeah, if they have if the client has a signed cancellation, then you can go to that seller and say, knock, knock, knock.
What about the other agent? If the other agent,
they might not be happy about it, but as long as you did not go and initiate that conversation and initiate it, then you're fine.
Okay, I thought that might be important for the new agents. If they actually know. You never know.
Yeah, no, you never know. And you might even come across an agent that's just really hurt over the whole cancellation, and might just be, a little prickly with any agent that takes it on next. But so that is great, because it lays the groundwork for when you have a listing. There's I think it's on the first page actually of the listing agreement. I'm trying to imagine. I think it's 3C maybe. In there, it talks about when you have this listing, when it expires, you have up to blank number of days to give a list to the homeowner. I have always put 90 days. Some people I've seen 120 days, and there was like one or two that I saw that said 360 days. 90 is pretty much the standard. What does that mean? That means if I have a listing, for whatever reason, it withdraws or it cancels, that means anybody that came through those doors while I had it listed, whether it was through an open house and I have record of their names, should they purchase a property after my listing's expired or after my listing's canceled, or even if they have the listing with another agent, within 90 days after my cancellation or withdrawal of that relationship, if one of those people on my list that I have already given to the seller upon cancellation or withdrawal, if that list of like 20 people that came in through the open houses or through my own, showings of that property, if any of those people end up buying that property with another realtor, then I actually am still eligible to receive commission on that property, because I was the one who initiated the contact, who was the one that brought in the client to come in and take a look at the house. I was a reason for them to purchase a property. That's only effective if you put in a number in that line on the listing contract, and only if you give a list of names to the seller. If you don't, then there's no record of it. They don't have to pay you a dime.
Mm,
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Did anybody take a listen to, there's a lot of real estate coaches out there. There's Brian Buffini, Tim and Julie Harris. I've talked about these guys before. I actually had been a part of both of their coaching programs many times years ago. But today I took a listen to the Brian Buffini predictions for 2024 with Michelle's favorite economic doctor. Who is he? Dr. Lawrence, Dr. Lawrence Yen from CAR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was today. It was actually super, super incredible. And I have notes that I wanted to share. There were so many notes, but the few that I picked out that were probably my favorite, I put notes from Buffini. I have short little bits of notes. One was, okay, so if it's not apparent or evident, sales are down, and they have been the lowest since 1993, which is a whole long time ago, right? But prices are still at their highest than they've ever been. Even though there's demand, we have had an ongoing supply challenge, of course, right? There is a 5 million shortage gap in relation to the number of people around the globe. There are 3 to 4 more Fed rate drops that are expected to happen. Mortgage rates will reduce below 6.5% in the spring. Cuts in July make cuts. There's going to be Fed cuts in July, which means that there's going to be mortgage cuts right after that. And then probably a series of rate cuts in the mortgage interest rate. And then Brian Buffini believes that we will finish out 2024 6% at or below 6%. He believes 2025 is going to be 5%. And he thinks that the biggest selling season will be in 2025. Why did I think all that was super exciting? Michelle, do you have any guesses?
It's going to open up a frenzy. I just can't believe
Yes.
it, because buyers will be able to qualify,
No.
and then we'll be able to see more listings because the rates have dropped.
Yes. And okay, so one of the other things that he said that I thought was really exciting, and what I'm going to do is I didn't know it was like a webinar, a live webinar kind of thing. I had no idea it was going to be recorded, but they emailed me a replay. So I hope it works, because what I'm going to do is send that all to all of you guys, so you guys can click it and listen to it, because there is way more nuggets than the few that I splurted out just now. I want you to listen to it because it's good. Great information. But one of the other things he was saying is 5% is the magic number. Think about all the builders that are out there right now, the builders that are holding inventory. So when builders hold inventory, they have different phases of their developments that they're building out: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, depending on how many units that they're building. If they're holding inventory, it doesn't just mean that they're in phase 4 and they need to finish it before they close out. There could be that one dog lot on phase 1 that still hasn't sold. The same for phase 2, or maybe there's 3 in phase 3, or etc. The builders will do anything pretty much to get rid of those units, because as long as they have a open vacant unit not sold, they are paying that mortgage essentially every single month. So their holding costs are going up, and they don't want that. So the sooner they can sell it and cut down that loss is better for them. So what they've been doing is they're giving, I know, but they're giving incentives. So they're saying, if you use our lender, we'll give you a rate buy down. So if you're at 8% right now, we'll give you up to 2% or 1.5% or 1% or something. They're buying down rates, they're paying points, they are doing a lot to get those units sold. The magic number has been 5%. And so what he did was, him and his team, Brian Buffini and Lawrence Yen, they all did their own, individual research. And then I think he said, Brian Buffini said, he was talking with other financial people in their team, some people from Wells Fargo and other, big banks and whatnot. 5% is that magic number. 5% moves the needle where buyers are like, okay, I can do this. Let's jump on this train and go. Let's go buy a house. Let's go buy a condo. Let's go buy something. So 5%. And he's saying that when that happens, 5%, he's like, agents, you better be ready. Don't wait until then to start to get ready. You need to plant the seeds today for when that happens. So when spring is going to be like, okay, sleepy yawn, right? Everybody's going to be getting out of winter, springtime, kind of that old traditional seller spring market. You might see a couple more houses on the market for sale, which is great. Interest rates will start, they've already come down. We're not at 8 anymore. So this is good news. And we just see the forecast coming for it to drop even further. So start doing what you need to do to be a listing agent. The more you can list, you have the driver's seat. Depending on the price points, there's going to be multiple offers. You're seeing multiple offers in anything that's low cost, entry level to mid-level. You're going to see multiple offers on those. On the higher end, not so much necessarily, depending on where it is and the price point. There's going to be some magic factors that happen in that for that to occur. But you're going to see the multiple offers on the lower price homes, which is fine. But you want to be the listing agent because you're going to have a whole lot less chaos being the listing agent than you will be being the buyer agent, because we already know how frustrating it's been being a buyer agent, getting beat out by 10, 15, 20 offers. They're cash deals. There's still cash deals going on. Lots of people still buying cash. I'm looking at contracts every day. Cash, and they're over $1 million. I saw one that was 1.6 recently and a 2 point something. I'm like, this is cash. Where are they getting this cash? A lot of them are using their own equity from their own homes to buy the next property cash. So pay attention to the different markets. A lot of people from Canada have been buying up properties in the United States, California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, I think one other place, but I can't remember. But very valuable information that came from that today. It was exciting listening to it because it's like, oh, this is good news. I want everybody to learn. I want everyone not only talking with your clients, because think about it. There's not enough inventory, but there's life changes that happen all the time. People are getting married. People are dying. People are growing their families, having babies. If you have 6 kids and you're in a 3-bedroom, you might need to move up to a 4-bedroom. Or if you are empty nesters and your kids are off to college, then you might not need that 5-bedroom. You might make more sense to have a 2-bedroom or something like that. So people have changes. Life changes all the time. So you want to always try and keep in touch and pay attention to conversations that are happening, even if they're not telling you directly. Everybody that you have on your list, your sphere of influence, you want to follow them on social media. You want to be able to watch their conversations on social media. On that little search bar, you could even hashtag whatever county, Santa Cruz County, moving to Santa Cruz County, see what pops up. You might see conversations from people from the East Coast. Hey, I'm going to be moving to California or the Washington in, the spring, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Somehow go find it. Spark a conversation. Oh, if you don't already have a realtor, I can refer you one out there. I know great people, and you might get a referral out of it. So there's a way to, I know people use the word troll. You can troll social media, and you can find ways to spark conversations with people that are on social media and get engaged on there. Start posting on social, get more video for yourselves on social media, talking about the different areas, talking about the market. You want to be out there so that way when people are doing searches for California or market updates or 2024 or whatever, however many hashtags you want to use, that you populate up in those feeds.
And it's happening already because I'm already seeing it.
You are? Okay.
I'm seeing them talk about already getting, telling their clients, just they're on social media saying, get ready, good news. And I
Yeah.
do I post that Mr. Dr. Zen because he has really good information for NAR. So that was really cool. I wish I could have seen that.
You will. I'll send it to you.
Anyway, so yes, be in front of your clients right now. I know, I mean, I'm even guilty of I'll do it tomorrow. That's my, but it needs to be done because it's already being done.
Oh, I read something recently about should, could, and would. And basically, I should do that. That just means that it's not high on your priority list. It's not of value to you when you should do something, or I could have done that. Well, but really, what got in the way? Well, I wanted to binge Netflix. Well, is that going to really help you pay your bill next month? Probably not. I probably won't be able to watch Netflix. So maybe I should go reach out and make some phone calls to some people on my list and just, you know what, how are you? It's Christmas time. It is the perfect time to start reaching out to people. It's been a minute. I just want to reach out. It's the holidays. See how you're doing. Wish you happy holidays. And depending on who you're talking to, you could say Merry Christmas, or if they're Jewish, Happy Hanukkah, or anything like that, be appropriate to who you're talking with. But yeah, now's the time to do that. Do you have, I don't think you do, Michelle, have a listing packet, right? Do you?
Yeah, I do. Something that I put together. I have my
What,
folder.
tell me some of the things that you have in it.
So I have a list of things that I show my sellers or my soon hopefully to be my sellers of things I do in order to get their home prepared. I also prepare like a timeline of things that are happening along the way. I just try to make it simple, a copy of the home warranty so that they're aware of that already. Just I don't overwhelm it. Besides the listing agreement, and then I make sure in front of them I'm taking notes, I'm listening to them. I think that's the number one thing is just listening to them and telling me how they want things to be done, and then I just let them know what services I provide.
Right.
And it's all there.
Okay, that's awesome. That you have something that you can, is it something you can just grab and go if you're at an open house and you have an appointment?
I should. You know what? My goal is here in the next couple of weeks to start walking around and have some files already, some folders already ready in case someone says, you know what, my husband's here now. Can we do this? I'll have my laptop, and then I can maybe, do something with them right up front. A copy of the listing agreement. I think I should prepare something like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. You should definitely have something prepared. All of you should have something prepared. There's, I thought, I can't find it. I know I have it. I thought I sent everybody like my personal listing packet, but maybe I'm thinking of when I was the manager at the other place, because I know I sent that to the people there. Maybe I didn't do that. I thought I did, but I have a sample of something that I used as the foundation for what I put together. So I had this packet of information that was given to me that I can use. I was like, okay, I can pick and pull things I like from this. And then I went and I purchased this like pretty fancy template of how to make it look pretty. So I grabbed the information that I liked, tweaked it, threw it in this template, put my colors, put my stamp on it, and that's that. And then I remember I got one step further and I sent it to somebody to give me their editing copy on it, which I didn't have too much to edit. And then the next step that I wanted to do was take it to Staples and create little brochure booklets. But I need to make sure that it's dialed in because I don't want to do more than 20. I just want to have 20 that I can pull out if I need to. If I'm at an open house, I run into somebody, I just have something. But I always want to have them in envelopes in my car so that way, even the like Christmas party, right? You say you go to Christmas party this month and you have that in your car and you're ready. You can just say, oh, hey, so-and-so, it's so good to see you. When you're leaving, I have something in my car that I'm happy to give to you now. You could just take it home with you, blah, blah, blah. That's when everybody's leaving, you're leaving, they're leaving. You could just give it to them. Or you could say, opportunity for an appointment. Hey, are you going to be home this week? Can I stop by on Tuesday? If they say yes, they say no, great. Even if you're not there, no worries. I'm going to put this in an envelope at your mailbox or at your front door, wherever, so they know to look for it. So that's always a good idea too, to be able to have something for them.
I also, because my husband's a general contractor, sometimes I'll make him come with me. That way, if they have any questions about anything they have updated, he can give them ideas.
Oh, that's great. And for those of us who don't have handy contractor husbands or people in our lives, or aunts or uncles or whoever that's contractor handy, you can always, if you know of one, you can just say, I do know a person that is a handy person. I would be happy to send them by, during the week or when it's convenient for you, to give you an estimate and give you an idea. I mean, that's for us other people who don't.
Yeah, I think it's valuable because for me, it's helped a lot because, obviously, my husband's a general contractor, but if you have your team put together, your painters, your whoever it may be, home cleaners, you have everybody on board, and they know, and you just let them know up front, I don't worry, I can handle anything that moving companies, anything. I'm your one-stop shop. My
Yeah.
team's ready to go. That's gonna be a huge selling point, I think, and very strong in your listing presentation. Because you're there. It's like, I don't want you to worry. It's a stressful process, and let's try to make it as less stressful as possible.
Mhm.
Um, and this is what I can provide.
Um, absolutely. And in addition to that, I mean, what you provide and how you put it together is awesome, because that's part of your packet. That's part of your brand. That's part of you and why they want to select you as their realtor. You also want to make sure that you have information. So maybe the wife is an artist and the husband is an engineer, right? Whatever information you give to one should be translatable to the other. So the wife in this example is the artist, so she's going to want to see the visuals of what you have. If you only have stats and no visuals, that might be a hard pitch to her. It might be great for him because he's all about numbers and stats. So you want to make sure you have a nice mixture of the two different types. I mean, there's 4 different types, but if you at least have 2, you're gonna up your branding, because that's going to let them know, okay, I can get the pretty pictures and I can get all the pertinent information that I need to sell my home. Okay. Oh, and this person knows all about the neighborhood or the market or the community. What are the best features of a particular neighborhood? What are the best features of the city you live in? What are the best features to you? Maybe you love fishing at a local park, or you like taking the locals only path to the beach versus the paid beach, park you have to go and park and pay money for. Take the locals path instead, right? So there's all these different things that you can offer that are video worthy for social media, but they're also conversation worthy when you're having conversations with people, or if you're door knocking like Michelle's going to be doing. Those are other pertinent. What are the best things about Los Banos? What are your most favorite things about where you live, your neighborhood, where you live? All the different, pick all the best things that you love about it out, and how close you are to different amenities, whether it's a hospital, whether it's the buses or the trains, or commuting, or anything like that. Or if they have kids, like George, I think, works in Santa Clara, so there's probably a lot of people that do a lot of events, maybe that live in Morgan Hill, where you have that sports center over there that they're going to want to take use of, or they have an amazing library. Although Santa Cruz, I can't wait for the Aptos library to open up. But there's so many different things that are available around us that you can talk about, that you can use as content, that you can share. You could put it in a packet. You can just make sure everything is available. But being a listing agent in 2024, especially in 2025, is going to be huge. So Buffini, he and Dr. Lawrence Yan have had these kind of conversations. I think he said over the last 6 years, the predictions for the next year. These last couple of predictions that have come by, they were spot on. So when he says what he thinks is going to happen in 2024 and 2025, I really am listening up to that. And I'm even thinking, okay, I need to change what I'm doing a little bit too. So take heed, listen to that when I send it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. What else? Anything else?
I also, another thing that bless you.
Mm-hmm.
I have, if you've seen my profile, if anybody follows me, sees that I do videos
Yes.
of my, and I've been using those a lot too. When I have someone inquiring about possibly listing, I said, well, this is what I can do for you also. And then that way they right away can see, they hear me, they see how I can present, how I show their home. And that's been helpful for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody does it. I just do it. I know nobody in my town does anything like that, so that's why I try my best to stand up as best as I can, other than other things that they're doing.
That's good. So now what would your advice be for anybody like, okay, Santa Cruz County, I think these two guys are Santa Cruz County. So a lot of agents in Santa Cruz County do videos and tours and almost motion picture type of video. What would you do to stand up against that going on a listing presentation?
So that is my the best thing. I'm gonna do my very best and go above is do a great open houses, because they're actually meeting you in person versus seeing somebody on video. So I think that's going to be your biggest and best. Do as many open houses, do really well at them. Even have your lender, invite them to come with you, step it up, set up a nice table with a nice black, or whatever cover, and be ready. Get an iPad for them to sign in, not paper. So that they have to sign in, and put whatever information, and then they might not give you everything. But I think you're just in your county where everybody does video, be personable. That's how you're going to win.
That is gold. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it because I think that is solid advice. It's good. It's from a different perspective I know sometimes I get in my own head, I get too in the weeds sometimes of things. So it's good to hear other people's perspectives on that. And that's awesome. And it's so true. It's so opposite. And it's like everybody's doing social media, but at the same time, you want to pick up the phone and talk to people. And that's where she's talking, get that face-to-face. You face-to-face wins hands down every time.
All my leads, everything has not been basically on a phone call. It's by being met in person because they know, like, and trust me immediately.
Yeah. And that's going to be the key for your success. So those are the seeds of information and wisdom today. So hopefully you guys take something from that and put it into action for next year. And what questions do you have? Anything, George, Juan, anything? No. How is your studying going?
It's going good. I've been trying to read a bit more just about like general to be able to speak with people and be able to hold conversations with people because I used to struggle with that a lot.
Okay.
And I've just been bettering myself.
Well, that's good. And have you been practicing a little bit? And have you noticed your retention and comprehension of the information is actually coming out and you're sharing it better than you were when you first started?
No, yeah, definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, just keep it up, keep doing it. Repetition
Makes you better.
It's all about repetition.
Don't worry, even when we are experienced, our tongues get tied.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's always going to be moments. And just remember, if you don't know something, just, I'm 99% positive I have the right answer, but I want to be 100%. So I will get back to you on that. And then that suffices. But okay. And then just remember, I'm always available if you have any questions or if you want to put a question and pose it to the group. I love that Michelle does that because it's so helpful because it pings you and it gets you off whatever track you're on and lets you know, oh, wait, or what about blah, blah, blah. And you might have a question. So it might spark a question, because even if you're thinking it and don't ask it because it might help somebody else in the group. So that's very
I
helpful.
always have scenarios, trust me. And what can I do? And it's not that I'm not sure about it. I just want to reiterate and make sure that I am doing, but I'm also wanted to share with everyone because it's going to be new to you too. And you might remember something like that. Like, oh, I remember that conversation. Oh, okay. Never know.
Mm.
Good. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you, and we will see you next week. But keep your eyes open for that email, and I'll send it out shortly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.